apparently we are starting again.
Yeah,
Hello,
it's not
people.
nice when that happens, when somebody starts that on you. Is it?
Eh, he's all good.
Turn your music down a smidge. God, these pants.
What about him?
They're like 6 sizes too big, and they keep riding up, following. You know how women have that natural curve in?
Yep.
Yeah, it keeps following that curve, and as I walk, instead of falling down because they fit or they're just a little too big, they're so big, and the waistband has that tiny little bit of elastic. It keeps going and slowly making me like granny right underneath the boobs level of pants. I'm having the opposite problem.
So, what are you doing after you guys successfully navigate that room that you guys were in that had the bugbears?
Yeah, goblin. Don't forget the goblin.
Yeah, the one goblin.
Individual, solitary, sad little goblin.
Tybalt's just coming out of the room now that he's, for the most part, healed up from the damage he took. I gotta check. That can't be with every single foe he drops. That just seems really broken to get Warlock level plus Charisma modifier with every single person he downs. No, it's
broken.
It's legit. If you take the Fiend as your patron that gives you your Warlock powers, not only do you have some extra luck, but starting at first level, when you reduce a hostile creature to 0 hit points, you gain temporary hit points equal to your Charisma modifier plus your Warlock level.
Temporary.
Yeah, which means after a little while they ebb off, but for a situation like this, that's more than enough time.
They probably think it's not broken because it's temporary.
I don't know, but even if you're stuck in a place for like an hour, because the old third edition temporary hit points faded after an hour. Some spells and special abilities confer temporary hit points to a creature. Temporary hit points aren't actual hit points. They are a buffer against damage. A pool of hit points can protect you from injury. When you have temporary hit points and take damage, your temporary hit points are lost first. Any leftover damage carries over to you. For example, if you have 5 temporary hit points and take 7 damage, whatever, because they're separate from actual hit points, they can exceed your hit point maximum. The character can therefore be at full hit points and receive temporary hit points. Characters can't restore temporary hit points. No shit. If you have temporary hit points, you receive more of them. You decide whether to keep the ones you have or gain new ones. For example, if you can actually 12 temporary hit points, we already have 10. You can have 10 or 12, not 22. Ah. When you have 0 hit points, receive temporary hit points. Doesn't restore your consciousness unless it receives your grants your ability. So, that being said,
he would only have 10.
You gain temporary hit points equal to your curse. Yep, so he'd still be at 14 damage, 21 damage, but he has a temporary bonus of 6.
Swear to God, people don't think that I have ADHD or something because I'm always fidgeting.
You might. What are you doing after you leave the room? You do hear a lot of ruckus coming from the room that's directly across the hall from you guys.
Ruckus how?
A bunch of commoners in very drunken speech. Sounds like they're playing a game.
Want to kill the drunks?
Tybalt just nods his head. Says very quietly amongst you guys, all of these bastards deserve to die for what they do to this town.
Okay, unless otherwise mentioned, we are whispering. How's that work?
That works. Anyone here have any big spells that they could use to take out a grouping of them?
I'm looking at Jason.
I might, Jason says. What second level spell does he have?
Oh, I meant to ask you. You changed. How many spells can I prepare now? 5?
It should be 5. Just look up at the top of your sheet where it says prepared spells total under your magic section at the top.
6.
There you go. That's how many you can prepare.
Okay, so I have how many picked already?
What does Burning Hands do if you add another
One,
level
two,
to it?
three, 4.
Should bring up to 4d6 damage.
I have 5. I could pick another couple. Yeah.
Increase. Yeah. Jason just looks.
Can you look up something for me quickly?
What?
Because obviously I have something of my second level magic
Yes.
memorized.
Well, prepared. You can have up to 6 of them prepared.
Yeah.
Second level spells, I think, cost 3 mana to cast. So you can prepare more than one if you want.
I was thinking of preparing 2 and then.
That's fine.
Because I
You
could
can
prepare
prepare 6 if you wanted.
Yeah, but I still want to have my cure wounds and.
Yeah. So which spell?
I just want to know if you can figure out something for me.
What?
It's leaf something.
That doesn't help.
Let me find it. It does 5d6 damage.
Okay, what's it called?
That's what I'm looking for. I saw it and then I hit Leaf Tide.
Okay.
BOLS.
What?
BOLS.
BOLS. BOLS. Book of Lost Spells. What's the spell called?
Leaf Tide. 50-foot dex save for half. 5d6 damage.
Yeah, I told you. Fuck druids in this system. Druids are fucking powerhouses. Druidic spells in this system are fucking powerhouses. Leaf, leaf, leaf. Leaf tide. One pile of leaves within range. Not gonna happen.
That's why I was asking, because I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if it was dependent on leaves being around.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't know if it was like, oh, the leaves are created magically and hit people.
No,
or...
you do need to have them a bunch of leaves within range.
Well, I'd have that one either way because it's fucking good.
What?
You have a typo here when you were copying and pasting my spells over. It says that I can predict the weapons within 30-mile radius. It says forecast. I think you mean weather.
I said weapons?
Yeah, it says predict weapons within 30 miles radius for 3 days with over 90% accuracy. So I'm just sitting there going, home. I sense maces all around.
Oshis!
Oh, Lord. Augment flames. Does that have to have flame already existing?
Yes.
Can it be magical flame?
It just says normal flame.
Can you check to see the actual wording?
You need to have a regular flame.
That's what I'm asking. If he does fire bolt.
It's too quick of a spell for one. It's out and gone before you can actually really do anything with it.
Ew. Dog burp. I have the hiccups. Great. Silver spear.
That's a range attack.
30-foot attack. Roll for 3d10.
Yeah, you do a range attack roll, you hit one person. It's a very powerful spell. It also counts as silver when it comes to creatures that have resistances like lycanthropes and such.
And these concentration up to 1 minute. Can I cast them, or does it take a minute to cast?
No, you cast them, and then you can keep them active for up to whatever it says. But you can only have one concentration spell active at a time. So you can have a concentration spell active and then still cast an attack spell.
Okay, Moonbeam, 120 feet, concentration up to 1 minute, 5-foot radius, 40 feet high cylinder, up to 40-foot high cylinder. When a creature enters or starts their
Turn
or
in
stays
that area, they make a save or take damage, and you can take your action to move it
up to 60 feet.
up to 60 feet. Powerful spell. Pretty much only hits one target at a time, though, but you can just take your turn and go and move it around the battlefield.
It's a 5-foot radius, so if I'm lucky, I can snipe too.
It's a 5-foot radius, so if you do it right, you can get a bunch of people because it goes 5 feet in every direction. Right? So you go 5 feet out this way, 5 feet out this way, so that covers a 10-foot square.
Okay, I'm gonna look at Jason.
Because if you put it as an example, right here in that corner, it would go 5-foot radius, right?
So there.
So 5 foot down, 5 foot up, so you would cover that whole square.
And part of the stairs.
Well, no, not part of the stairs, right?
Oh, I thought you meant the pile and the.
No, because if you're, it's a 5-foot radius, right? It says radius. So it would go 5 feet, 5 feet, 5 feet, 5 feet. If you put it in the center, because it has to go 5 feet up and 5 feet down. So you basically take 2 by 2 square, and that's what's covered. So you could hit this guy and this guy, or this guy and this guy, or this guy and this guy, or this guy and this guy. Or if you put it here, it goes 5 feet, and then it goes off to a little bit on this side. Because if you put it right here in the center, then you still have to go 2.5 feet to get here, 2.5 feet to get here, and then 2.5 feet, 2.5 feet.
But it would effectively give them half cover.
Yeah. So you would hit each of them, but they'd be at the extent of the range, which means I would give them a bonus to their reflex save, because they're pretty much, all they do is take a 2-foot step back, and they're out of the range of it. So they would have half cover as a bonus to their dex save, which is a +5 armor class. Or you can just dump it right here in the corner.
That's what I was thinking about the door, so they can't get out.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm looking at Jason. I have something.
Do I need to cast mine?
What do you have?
Burning Hands. I can get up close, and if they're all close enough together, I can render them all.
I'm going to block them from moving. They might charge at us.
If they charge at us, I'll Burning Hands.
Or anything else.
Done? You block them, they charge at us or make any aggressive motion towards us, I'll Burning Hands.
Or anything else if it doesn't take mana. I'm wasting mana, and I can move this thing once it's up.
Okay, so going to the door.
I'm going in first, Jason behind me, Tybalt in the back. Or look at Tybalt, do you want to open the door so that was not suspecting? And just quickly move as far in either direction as you can. Left or right, don't go straight.
I'll do that. That sounds best.
Can you hear the music down, Snake?
How much lower do you need it?
Can you not hear it?
No! The volume it's at right now, I cannot hear it. How loud is it to you?
Almost as loud as you when you're whispering. Only whispering like, okay, and then when Jason does it, it's about the same.
I can barely make this out. All I hear is just this meandering noise in the background. Your ears are too good.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I can't hear any music, any noise at all. Well, Tybalt's going to open up the door, and as fast as he can get the door opened, he's going to duck in and go off to the left. But as soon as he opens the table, you do see a few things. Sorry. Opens the door, you do see a few things.
I'm assuming one of them is a table.
A table with a bunch of what look like red brands playing cards and drinking at the table. Being very rambunctious and loud because they're half in the bag as it is. You can see that it looks like some type of gambling game that they're playing. As soon as he opens the door and quickly tries to duck into the side, they immediately all turn their attention. One of them half-heartedly, in a drunken stupor, starts to try to stand up because he's not liking what he's seeing with the quick motions, and then spotting a dragonborn behind him. But I'm going to give you guys each a full round of doing whatever you want because these guys are half drunk, if not drunk, not prepared because they're playing a fucking game, and Tibble just kind of surprised them by opening the door and ducking to the side. So, there you go.
Moonbeam. In front of the opposite door. Behind that dude.
Here?
Yes.
Or in this corner here, so you go 5 feet down. Or right here, so you
Yeah.
go 5 feet, 5 feet, 5
That's what I
feet,
mean.
5 feet. Right in this corner?
Yeah, so that they can't go up. It's blocking the door effectively.
What book is Moonbeam in?
BHB.
Are you sure it says Player's Handbook? Damn. Usually Player Handbook always gives shit spells. I have known very few Player Handbooks to actually give good spells. Modify Memory, Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound, Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion, Moonbeam! Moon sees opalescent Feldsphere, but you have your focus, you don't need shit. A silver beam of pale light shines down in a 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder, 20 feet because that's how high the ceilings are. Enters the spell area, they have to make a Constitution saving throw. They have to make a con save. This is going to be bad for them.
When a creature enters or starts.
Yeah, if they enter the area, they have to make the save. If their turn starts and they're in that area, they have to make a save. So you're going to get them effectively twice. Because you're getting it now, and then whenever their turn starts. And they don't have anything bonus to their con save. What's your save DC?
My spell save?
Yep.
13.
They're each taking half damage. I think it's half damage. Make a con save throw. It takes 2d10 radiant damage. Holy damage, in other words. Half as much on a successful one. Shapeshifters have disadvantages.
So Tibble would be really super fucked.
He's not a shapeshifter. Werewolves, doppelgangers.
Oh, I thought, never mind. I thought you meant
Anything that can modify its form. So
would a druid consider?
Only if you ever get classified as a shapeshifter. So, roll up damage. 2d10 damage, please.
I just move the feather pieces up.
And Red Brand have 16 hit points.
There it is. 12.
So they each suffer 6. That hurts both of them. Let's see here. That's your turn, so it goes to Jason.
I know, Bristol. Life is terrible.
Dum Dum Dog.
Yeah, she's a dum-dum. That's why.
Dum Dum Dog.
Dum-dum-dum-dog.
Jason gets his free action, so he is going to move past you. So moving past you, that 5 foot takes twice as much. So there's 10 of his speed.
Even though I'm off to the side so he can get back.
It's still cumbersome to get through or someone in the same area. The same squares plus that is difficult terrain takes twice as much. He doesn't want to bang into you too hard and such. There's 10 feet. So he wants to get right up to here. So yeah, it only takes 20 feet of his movement. And then 5, 10, 15. The 15-foot cone comes down, and he hits all 3 of them with a burning hands. Mind you, he's in direct melee combat with one of them if this doesn't set him on fire and destroy him. And they have to make a dexterity save or take 3d6. I will cast this at the higher level. I will cast this as a level 2 spell. For the first time that he's casting a level 2 spell, it takes 3 mana. So Jason has used...
There you go. Merry Christmas.
3 mana.
Don't waste it on the chair.
And they have to make dex saving throws. They only have a +1 to that, and I can get all 4 of them. Two make, two don't. And that was the order I saw them in. So, and I cast this at the higher level, so I get 4d6 damage. Or at the higher level, so I'd have a higher chance of actually rolling in the teens. 9 plus 8, 17 damage. Boom, 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 boom. All 4 of them drop, engulfed in flames.
I thought you could only hit 3.
No, you can get all 4. See? He moves up right here into combat range. 15-foot cone, so 5, 10, 15 foot. So it goes 15 feet to 15 feet. Right? So it's at the range of the distance is also how long it is. Because if it's a 15-foot cone, that means it only goes up 15 feet, but at the 15-foot mark, it's also 15 feet wide in total. So 7.5 feet on either side. So it's this wide, this square, and this square, and then it comes down to here. Anyone within the range has to make a save. So he hits all 4 of them. Only downside is if it didn't work, look how close he is to the other one. He's in adjacent square. He's in direct melee combat.
What were the odds it didn't work?
Very slim, because that's why I put it at a second level spell, so that way even if he did take half damage, he'd still suffer a decent amount of damage. But that all drops all of them. Really quick and really quietly, too.
I'm looking at him. Why did you need me?
I said I have an option that I could do.
Yes, and I told you I was using my mana.
And I didn't think this would kill them out that quickly.
Well, what have you learned? Burning hands at whatever the hell you just did to it to amplify it equals deadness.
I'm fine with that. And Jason's going to take a quick inspection of the room to see if there's anything of extreme importance in this area before proceeding on, since this room was dispatched really quietly and fuck off, computer, really quickly. I hate, for all everybody else, Windows 8 fucking sucks.
Windows sucks.
Yes, Windows sucks.
Windows sucks, the big Harry.
That was room 10. Fuck off, book.
Okay, fuck off, computer, fuck off, book. He's not having a good night.
That's because I can't move around quickly with keyboards. I miss having a mouse. Let's see here.
You mean trackpad.
No, an actual mouse.
No, but you said I hate moving around with keyboards.
Yes, I hate
That's
moving
a
around with
trackpad.
keyboards. I like having an actual mouse because it moves a lot faster and it's a lot easier to use it.
Let me buy you a mouse for Christmas?
I have one. It's just I have to dig it out.
Actually, you don't have one. It broke, remember?
Oh yeah, I smashed it, didn't I? Aside from the money that's on the table that's pretty much melted by now, there doesn't seem to be anything of importance in this area aside from some barrels that have booze in it and
Strong booze or just like ale?
just like ale. Not even good ale. Sybil's going over to the other door. Opening it up. Peering around the corner. Just sees a flight of stairs. Looks back. Quietly says to you guys, looks like we finally reached the other side. Where we saw the other flight of stairs, the other exit from that main area we came in on. I see the stairs correlates. Most likely it connects to the same area.
Does it have the same trodden path?
Yep. But there's a door across the hall.
Venture forth.
Venture forth. These bastards all need to die.
So there's 4. There's 4 in the room. How many ran away? 4 more?
4 ran away on us.
And were they all injured?
They were.
None of these guys were apparently injured, which means those 4 are still on the loose, and we were told there's roughly 30 of these guys.
Yeah.
So that means we have taken down 8 and injured 4.
Yep. But they might not all be hiding in here.
No, I know, but we still have pretty good odds. Unless, the red brands include the bugbears.
They might.
In which case, we've taken down more.
Same as some of the goblins. It's hard to tell exactly. And Tybalt's going to check the door that leads into the next area. And as he's about to open the door, Jason grabs him by the arm.
I have my moonbeam still up, right?
Lasts for a minute.
So
Jason
yes.
grabs him by the arm. Bubbling and dripping sounds. Open the door, step to the side. Let Kyron throw the moonbeam in. And he does. He throws the door open and steps to the side so you can pitch your moonbeam in before the duration runs out.
Yeah, I'm moving it in.
The room appears to be empty. Aside from looking like a workshop, it looks like the noise that Jason was hearing was a combination of rats that are skittering off of a giant table, and what looks
if
like...
If they aren't fried.
If they aren't fried.
Yay, red fries!
What you see is a workbench with alchemical components. That's what the noise was that he was hearing. The beakers, the bubbling, the coils and distillation areas. That's all it looks like that he heard. But there is a door on the eastern wall. Tybalt's moving in. Your thing is now off.
Who wants rat for dinner?
And Jason is immediately going over to the bookshelves and starts looking through some of the tomes.
Grab them on the way back through. If I can't get the shiny, you can't get the books.
Fine. 2 seconds. That looks nice.
Did you hear that little sneak?
You mean that one?
Yes.
And Tybalt's going over to the door, as is Jason. I take it you are as well.
Yes.
The door on the eastern wall. And you can make a perception check.
Okay, how do I do that?
Roll a d20, and if you add the skill perception, add your thing. Otherwise, you just add your wisdom modifier. And poor Tybalt is oblivious as always.
19.
You hear it as well as, from the sounds of it, Jason. You hear the sound of, in this room here, you hear a sound of stone on stone moving, and someone quickly getting up, knocking over a chair, and heading towards the sound of the stone on stone grinding on each other. Immediately Chasen is whipping the door open and going in. He's not even waiting. He's not doing what a wizard should do. But he hears the sound of someone trying to make an escape. So Chasen's immediately booking it in and going to try to cast something. But he doesn't quite know what. It'll depend upon what he sees based on his initiative. So I do need all of you guys to roll initiative for this because the person in this room is aware of you and you're aware of him trying to get out. Now he already has a bit of a start to get away from you, so depending upon what the initiative order is will depend upon everything else, obviously. What's wrong?
Oh, I just damaged what I was doing. Because white glue is sticky.
It is. Tybalt has
18.
wow, 21. Jason ends up with 20. And this guy ends up with, I'm going to give him an advantage because he's heard you. 19. So Tybalt manages to go in and see the tail end of a person heading out through a stone on stone door that's sliding still all the way open as you can catch the shadow silhouette form of a person going through the door and sharply turning around a corner. And you can see a cot, you can see a bench, and some of the other things that you can actually spot in the room. I'll give you a quick synopsis because your character can see it as well. Is some tapestries on the walls, just meant to kind of keep some of the warmth in. Nothing fancy, just standard flat colors. You do see a desk that has been a little bit disheveled because apparently someone was getting up very quickly, same as a chair that's been knocked over, and a comfortable looking bed with a footlocker at the bottom of it. And is there anything Tybalt can do to try to catch or stop this person from getting away? Um, Not really. So Tybalt is going to book it after him. Tybalt's just going to
Tybalt or Jason?
Tybalt, because it's Tybalt's turn. Tybalt's just going to get in the room and book it all the way over there and get in before the door opens up all the way and starts this process of closing. So that's all he can really do for his turn is he books it across this 20-foot wide by 15-foot tall room, goes through this apparent secret door that's just now finishing opening, and grabs by the side and spins himself around the corner to try to get in and catch whoever's running away. It then goes to Jason's turn, and Jason's booking it into the room, and
in the room. He charged first.
Yeah, he whipped the door open, but based on his initiative, he wouldn't have been very far in the room before all this happened. So Jason is as well going to head towards the secret door and get in before it closes completely. The enemy now gets to go as he goes up the stairs, and
I came in last with 18.
Yeah, he had a 19. Activates the lever to open up the other secret door and starts the process of getting out. But he has to wait for the door, which puts him at a disadvantage because he's now pretty much stuck back against the wall, aiming down, to which point he will then take his attack action to cast Burning Hands down the stairwell at your allies.
Grr.
Why grr?
My allies.
That are soon going to be flaming.
Just because Jason's a wizard doesn't mean he's gay.
And he's going to cast it as a second level spell, so that way it costs more damage. So dexterity saving throw for Tybalt And for Jason, unless Jason has a way to counter it. Jason doesn't, but I do have my Quicken spell. Should I use it?
Yes.
Yes, because I don't want to fucking die. So, Quicken Silver Spear. Another 3 mana gone.
He has Silver Spear as well?
Jason does, yep. It's a great second level attack spell. Shares spell pool with wizards.
You never know.
Yeah, sometimes they don't share over, right? So, plus 5 to the attack roll. 18 plus 5 is 23. He will attempt a shield spell and counter. Shield spell brings his armor class up to a 17, so that would still be a successful hit. For 3d10 damage.
Is there books in the area?
In your area, there's a book on the table that he was working on.
Can I play semantics?
Mm-hmm.
Can I haul the leaves of the book at him?
No.
Damn it.
Because it specifically says leaves, and it's druid, so it means leaves.
I try.
I know. 17 damage to the wizard.
Which one?
The one that was trying to cast a spell and kill your friends. But that is enough. He has to make a concentration check. How does concentration checks work in 5th edition when you take damage? Because before, it used to be 10 plus damage dealt. I think it's half of the damage or 10, whichever is higher. Saving throws, attack rolls.
That snoring anybody might hear is my dog.
Yeah, she tends to snore when she sleeps.
Tends to? She always snores.
Taking damage. DC equals 10 or half the damage you take, whichever is higher. And he does not have a good concentration. 14. He does make it, so he can still cast Burning Hands. So, Tybalt and poor little Jason have to make their dexterity saving throw. And that is not going to work for Jason, and Tybalt takes half damage. He casts it higher, 4d6 damage. 10 plus that is 17 damage. And 17 plus 21 is 38. And I only have 31. So Tybalt drops to the ground, but I have a reactionary action that I can cast as soon as I get hit. So before he drops, he is doing Hellish Rebuke, which I believe they have to make a con saving throw for, which he horribly, horribly fails. And Hellish Rebuke is how much damage? I really should write that down so I don't have to keep looking this up. Heat Metal, Heroism, Hero's Feast. Hellish Rebuke is 2d10. Oh, it's a dex save. It still fail either way. And it is 3d10 fire damage. That's good damage. That's 19 fire damage. That actually drops him. So Tybalt hits the ground.
The other dude hits the ground.
And the other dude hits the ground. Your go. The door is starting to shut.
I'm going to run through the door into the area where they are.
Make a dex save. Do you have yes next to dexterity?
I don't think so.
Then just use your dexterity modifier.
Nope. Intelligence and wisdom. I'm good.
You don't need much.
If I got a 20 on die, I'm good.
Yeah, you're fine. you can easily get into the charred, smoldering hallway, and you can see a downed Tybalt, who actually got bonus hit points from that kill of 6, so
He's still down. He
he's
just
still
has
down.
a buffer. I'm going over. I'm cramming a good berry in his mouth. Turning around looking at Jason.
Good for the moment.
Hit that fucker. Make sure he's dead.
Jason climbs up the stairs, goes over to the guy, and kicks him over. And you see a few things. One, the face, it's Yarno. Nice small beard, slightly long-ish hair. 2, next to him on the ground, kind of got caught in a little bit of the stone nooks, you see a glass staff. A wizarding staff made of pure glass. He's got a small beard, about that big all the way around.
So, your beard?
About my size, but all the way around.
So, your beard?
And a glass staff has been caught in the stairs as it starts to fall down the stairs with the stone nooks.
Can I grab it?
Oh yeah. Should we heal him? This is Yarno and he attacked us.
We need information.
Yeah, but you can't trust a wizard.
Says the wizard. I don't know.
We need information. That we do. You're the druid, Kieran. You have good instincts for this. My vote's kill him. And he's going to take out his knife and proceed to stab him 3, 4, 5 times just to make sure he's good and dead. When he stops hearing the breathing and seeing him gurgle on his own blood, then he stops stabbing him, covered in Yarno's blood. Puts his dagger away, goes over. Can I see the staff?
I have no use of it. I was warning you. If you turn against me, I will beat you to death with this staff.
Why would I?
Lord only knows what staffs do to wizards.
Depending upon the staff, depending upon what it does. It's got a good weight to it. Hangs it against the wall lightly.
You know what? The only thing I imagine holding is my glass sword.
Yeah, it's like your glass sword, except make it a staff. A full-size quarterstaff.
These people have no idea what you're pointing at.
Yeah, there's a glass sword over there hanging on the wall.
Full-size sword, not like little plastic. No, it's that long, solid glass. The glass puller locally made it.
He hooks it. He tucks it underneath his arm. Tybalt okay?
Should be coming to any second.
It's going to take Tybalt a few hours to come to because the
Again, the good berry.
good berry stabilizes him.
Hit 1 hit point.
Oh, yeah, he'll be conscious then. I'm going back in the room and see what he was working on that desk. Jason goes back into the room you guys just came from. Tybalt's just crawling over to the frickin' wall, grabs his potion of healing, uncorks it. What the hell happened?
2d4 for?
2d4 plus 2 is how much you heal.
With what? Cure light wounds?
With potion of healing.
It's not healing. It can't be healed.
Potion of healing is what it's called. Don't get all. It's not about the terminology. It's called potions of healing. It doesn't give you the heal spell. It just gives you 2d4 plus 2.
Twitch.
What is it? Your OCD?
Uh-huh.
Why?
Because it doesn't make fucking sense.
Why?
You have a spell called heal. Yes. But this isn't it.
It's just the way it is. He's just gonna sit against the wall after drinking the potion.
How you feeling?
Like an orc that's just been beat for raping a local child.
That's a horrible analogy.
How I feel.
So you feel like a pedophile.
No, I feel like I've been beaten like a pedophile was.
Horrible analogy.
He slowly stands up. Ugh. I hate fighting wizards.
Aren't you glad we didn't have to do it with Chasen?
Yeah. Goes into the room.
Come here.
What? Don't waste your magics yet.
No, but while he's doing that, I'm pulling out my healer's kit. I'll patch you up.
That works.
Can I stitch his wounds and stuff?
Make a medicine check.
D20. There you are. 20 on die. Plus my medicine of 5. 25.
Yeah, you can stitch them up really well. After you stitch them up, you see Jason walk in. Got a problem.
What's that?
Grabs the book. Opens up to the back page. Pulls out from a slit in the parchment that would have been used in the leather binding and acting as a kind of like a...
I know what you're talking about. It's the back page. It holds the binding to the book cover.
Yeah, it was stuffed in there. It's just a standard journal. He's working on alchemical components, potion brewing, things like that.
Why would a wizard be working on alchemical potions?
Because wizards make potions.
Yeah, but it's not a common thing for them to delve into.
Yes, it is. Those potions that heal, where do you think you got them from?
I figured that was like a house wizard thing.
Usually wizards that aren't good at actually casting spells make potions.
That's what I mean. House wizard thing.
Wizards make potions. And that's what his focus was. But I did find this. You need to read it for yourself. The letter. First thing you notice, there's a wax seal in the bottom left-hand corner. The wax seal is that of a spider.
Does it look like the Red Brand's logo?
It kind of looks like the Red Brand's logo.
Black Widow.
Black spider specifically. Remember we've heard that name a few times?
Yes, but the type of spider.
The letter reads, Lord Albrecht, my spies in Neverwinter tells me that strangers are due to arrive in Phandelver. They could be working for the dwarves. Capture them if you can, kill them if you must, but don't allow them to upset our plans. See that any dwarven maps in their possession are delivered to me with haste. I'm counting on you, Iarno. Don't disappoint me. Red Brand boss, name is Glassstaff. Points to the glass staff in his arm. Iarno knows where Cragmaw Castle is.
You think Sildar's in on it too?
I don't think so. He was trying to find this guy. But we just killed our only chance of actually finding that castle.
Wait, he has a journal, doesn't he?
Yeah. I don't have time to go through it now, but that's why I'm taking it with me.
Black Spider might know where it is.
Yeah, but where's Black Spider? I also found some other stuff as he starts to point towards the chest.
All else fails, we could ask a bard.
There is a bird in Phandelver, isn't there?
Yeah, there's one in the tavern we were in.
I'll have to talk to that one. So, found this in the foot locker at the foot of his bed. The scroll. Not sure what's on it yet. So I'm going to hold on to this. And we have another chest to haul out of here when we're done. Did you guys get a chance to check Yarno, see what he has on him?
I was busy stitching up Tybalt.
Let's go check it.
Sorry.
No, Tybalt's more important than that. When you check the body,
Tybalt, the wizard might have a crush on you.
that's okay, he's kind of cute. When you go and check the body,
Loot the body go up a level?
no, you're not going up a level, but when you loot the body, he doesn't carry much on him, per se, but he does have a couple of things on his person.
Besides components?
Besides his component pouch, he has a dagger, and he has a potion. You speak Draconic, I assume, obviously.
Did you really just ask that?
The label is written in Draconic. Invisibility.
I hand the potion back to the wizard.
Puts it in his robes. That works. And the room that he tried to get opened up, the door is fully open whenever you're going to check on his body and such.
No, it's not far from us. It's not like his body can get
Yeah,
anywhere.
it's just up the flight of stairs. You see this room here. Leads back into that main crevice area. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Boxes and barrels and whatnots. And give me a second here. You also spot that it's, for the most part, let's see here, finished for the most part. The ground itself is still a little bit uneven. Looks like they only managed to completely finish the walls and such. But it looks like the working area. The boxes and such and barrels that you do see, some of them are slightly ajar and open, and within them you can see nails, hammers, pry bars, things like that. It's just stuff for actually working and utilizing things, and storage as well. I would like you to make, for me, a perception check, though.
It's that plus what?
Wisdom modifier if you don't have the perception skill. What did you roll?
21.
You and Tybalt. Tybalt seems to look over in the same area you are. I think that's another one of those sliding stone doors on the far side.
Jason, you're down on your game.
What? I missed one thing. I still have 40. Your guys is 1.
Hey. Our guys is 1.
Yeah.
I've seen the chest. I've seen the bugbears. It's just because I don't tell you I see stuff. You have an idea. Grab a rope out of my backpack. Wrap it around my hands. Hand the other side to Tybalt. Wrap it around me a few times.
Why?
Well, it's not tight. I can easily get out. If anybody's in there, you still look like one of them. Pretend you captured me.
That could work.
And if anybody asks, I already used my breath weapon at the inn.
That's assuming they even know that about breath weapon. That's not a common knowledge.
Just in case. You did go in proclaiming that I might melt people. There was a chance.
True. I did, didn't I? He wraps it around loosely. It'll take you a move action to get your hands out. Otherwise, the ropes would just fall off.
I still have my quarterstaff. I'm handing it to him. Carry that?
He grabs it.
Oh, you always have a weapon in hand? And it's near me.
And he goes over, opens up the door. It slides open, exposing a 15-foot long hallway.
So exactly like the other one.
Yeah, except this one doesn't have stairs. And there's a door right here, but it's locked. And you try to open it. You can try to force it open or go back to the room and grab the pry bar that you saw. Or you can go through this actual open door here. There's an open door right here at the bottom.
Part of me says open up that little room so that we have a place if something happens over in that one.
That'll make a lot of noise.
Exactly, that's the problem. Jason?
I don't have any way of unlocking it. And we don't want to be overly noisy, so I say we leave it and come back.
Okay.
I'll keep an eye open behind us just in case. So you go down to this door here. And when you open the door, the room is grim. When you open that door,
Grim how?
well, the first thing you notice is 3 large coffins.
Gross.
And if you have the history skill, you can make a check. You see 3 large sarcophagi in this area. It's not overly dusty, though. Obviously, it's been used, this area. And you can basically see the symbol that matches that sword you guys found is on the top of each of the sarcophagi. And you can see columns along the walls are carved in the images of spreading oak trees all along the top of it. But they're not real columns, they're just carved into the stonework to make them look like columns. And
false bravado, basically.
Yeah, a lot of false bravado. And down here, in these doors, here, covered in brass, a brass coating. Jason walks over to one of the sarcophagi. Tresendor. The family that belongs to the guy that had the sword.
What'd you say his name was? Something Blackhawk?
Blackhawk was his commoner name that people used to call him by. Tresendor is his name. Great warrior. Probably one of these houses him in his lineage.
So the sword belongs here.
Yeah, sword probably belongs to one of these sarcophagi.
Check around, see if they've both been opened. Because I'm assuming it would leave a mark if somebody opened one.
Yep. The perception is very easy. They each have openings on them. Each of the sarcophagi have been opened.
Angry druid.
You can see the scratch marks. You can see the scrapings and such where each of the sarcophagi have been fully opened and something has been disturbed from within them. That doesn't even take a hard, like a roll to check. That's just simple to see.
I reiterate, angry druid.
Angry druid?
Disrupting the dead.
Yeah, that would definitely anger a druid. Well, we can do one of 2 things. Bring the sword in here and leave it, or we can open up the sarcophagi and find which one actually belongs to him, and then give him his sword back.
Open it up and give it back to him. That way we can find out what was taken from the other one and give it back to, I'm assuming, her.
Maybe the staff. That'd suck.
Or the big chunk of rock.
You hear from Tybalt. So do you want me to go back now and grab one? Like grab the sword?
Well, we have to come back this way anyways.
So, which one are you going to start with? There's three of them there. There's three of you. Are you each going to open up a sarcophagi and check which one has it?
Should we continue first or do this first?
Opening them up is going to make a lot of noise.
So we finish the rest of this place, then we could do this.
Sounds like a plan. Which door? There's two doors here. Here and here.
Well, if we take the one to our left, we'll keep going around what I'm assuming is the perimeter.
Well, we can either take the one at the top of the room here, single door, or the double doors.
Double doors are covered in brass. Or something.
Yep. You hear from Tybalt. I'd say the single door. Double doors probably lead out.
Or into the manor.
Yeah. I.e. out of this area.
Although, if we took down his boss, that means all we have left is Red Brands.
Yeah.
And Black Spider, who is the
here.
leader of the orcs.
And enlisted.
The Red Brands.
Yep. And wants us dispatched with. We still need to find Cragmore Castle. Top door. Tybalt goes over. Opens it up. When he opens up that door, where are you? Going to the little
well, I'm
charade?
Behind him.
Are you doing the charade with your hands all bound?
Yeah, loosely bound.
This room seems to be partitioned into a couple of different areas. It looks like a cell. Iron bars block off the top and bottom section of it. You can see what looks like straw and hay has been thrown in there as well for bedding purposes. And you can hear the sounds of chains and padlocks, and you can see manacles as you guys walk in. You also see two red brands in there that don't immediately attack you because Tybalt looks like a red brand and you're wrapped up in rope. You do see what look like a human woman and a young human female, each tied and chained in a different cell. Both of them completely naked. Both of them covered in bruises. The young girl, all down the inside of her thighs, down to her knees, is covered in dried blood. And so many bruises that her eyes are almost swollen completely shut. As you can see, two red brands in this area. One of them a little bit older, another one a little bit on the hefty side.
Well, since I'm playing a part, I'm walking with a slight limp. Looks like I'm dragging a foot.
Jason is just kind of staying off to the side.
And I'm growling.
And Tybalt is going to backhand you at full strength.
Stop, bitch! Tybalt!
A, he's playing a part. B, you have to make it look realistic. So he's full on backhanding you. So you can take 4 damage.
I'm pretending a breath weapon only to realize it's not there.
Wham! Oh, you fucking forgot that you already used that, didn't you? He's going to grab you by, you know how the Dragonborns have those dragon-like ears? He's grabbing you by one of your ears.
And the tubes of hair.
Yep, and hauling you up. The red brands are looking, going, some new sport, huh? Tybalt just brings his fist up like this. Yeah. You know those guys we're supposed to try to capture? Got the fire-breathing one. The other red brands start to laugh. Where should we toss them? You hear from the slightly hefty one. I say we toss him in with the little girl. See how long he waits before he gets hungry.
That's a me glance of what the fuck?
Sure, I agree. You open up the cell, and now Tybalt has to try a deception check. 15. That is a fail, and that is a fail. They're buying it. The older one goes over and opens up the cell.
The older hefty one?
The older one, not the hefty one. The slightly older one goes over and opens up the cell. Once he opens up the cell, he steps to the side, and Tybalt is pushing you into the cell.
The cell's still open, so if I was to cast some sort of spell, it would go through.
Right, and it's just iron bars, right? So as soon as he pushes you in, turns around, Eldritch Blast, Repelling Blast, to the guy that's standing over here, in front of the other cell, where the mother is. He'll be pushed back 10 feet. He doesn't have 10 feet to go.
He's going to get cut to pieces.
He's going to get pushed into the bars with 10 feet worth of force. Now that's going to do an extra d6 damage because he's got nowhere to go.
So, breaking something, probably.
Probably breaking something. And I just rolled a natural fucking 20. My Eldritch Blast does 3d10?
And 20 feet.
It doesn't double the distance because it's a repelling blast. That's my invocation for my second invocation for the day. Just give me 2 seconds. Repelling Eldritch Blast. Eldritch Blast. 1d10. Oh, it doesn't go up until 5th level. Oopsies.
Still goes double because you get a critical.
Yeah, I get 2d10 damage, plus he gets launched 10 feet. So 18, 19 damage. They only have 16 hit points. That drops another one. So this guy gets smashed with an Eldritch Blast, goes wham! Crashes his head off the frickin' iron bars. He just crumples on the ground.
Great, now all we have left is a slow, hefty one.
And you can take a surprise attack against him if you wanted.
I'm holding.
Well, he's immediately going, ah! And lunging for a weapon, and now it goes to proper initiative.
Well, no, what about Jason?
Jason's outside.
Yeah, he can still see.
He's outside here. Wall. He doesn't see it. He didn't want to tip them off. So.
Because I still need to act like I'm not part of this.
Oh, then it goes to Tybalt and him. So he gets a. And Tybalt gets a 2. So he's drawing a weapon.
5, 6.
6. So the enemy's drawing a weapon and going to try to hit Tybalt. With the 5 on die, that's a miss. What are you doing? You're not supposed to be attacking us! You hear from the hefty one. Tybalt, right in front of him, is going to go draw my mace. Draw, get a little bit of a spin just so I can get the momentum to go draw, spin, crack, right across the side of the head. 14 plus 5 is 19. That's a successful hit. Maces do 1d6 damage plus 3. That's 4 damage to him.
To his head.
There's no sectional damage. Because the way the damage is done now. 12. And
Shona. Bertha. Yeah, I can't think of inventive names. All my things have to end in "a."
That was Tybalt's turn. Your turn. The little girl is starting to scream. The mother is starting to scream in terror because, well, a lot of bad stuff happening right now, and they're scared that something's going to happen to them again.
I'm going to shrug off my ropes and go cover the little girl's mouth.
Okay.
Which probably looks very fucking frightening.
You hear from the mother, "Stop hurting my baby! Leave her alone, you fucking animals!
Yeah, but see...
Just do it to me instead!"
See, even though I'm scaring her, I'm shutting up her, and I'm making the mother say something that sounds like it would be normal.
Yep. And it goes to Jason, who's going to come up, poke his head in, and go, just kind of walks in, comes around the corner, and because he comes around the corner, directly to his right is where this hefty guy is. Now this guy's stuck in a corner. Going to go, hi, how are you? Whack! Hit that glass staff, just bring it up, and then with as much momentum as a expanding an arm, pulling forward like this does, and pulling down.
Fuck, that hurts.
Just wham! As hard as he can.
I got hit with a lunch tray like that once. I had a freaking welt for 3 weeks.
And Jason, being proficient in quarterstaffs, gives him a +1 to hit. Because I have a strength modifier of -1. But I rolled a natural 20.
Critical.
Critical! So I get 2d6 -1 damage. So that's 9 damage. The guy takes a severe crack to the face. And then it goes to his turn. Well, he's pretty much stuck in a corner.
Yep.
So he makes his morale check.
Not that it would matter.
He knows that trying to go anywhere else would be dangerous. And there's nothing he can really do. So he's going to try to bull rush past Jason.
Since all I did was move, can I take my held attack?
You moved and shut the girl's mouth. What is it you want to do?
Quilts.
On your turn you can, because you didn't do the ready to action that he's going to say you're preparing to do something. So right now you're just kind of keeping her mouth shut. So that way she can't alert anybody more than the mother already is.
Yeah, but they're probably used to those sounds.
From what the mother is screaming, yeah. Don't do that to her. Do it to me instead, you monsters. That kind of screams they're used to hearing coming from her. So that's not going to be a big issue. And Borush sees shoving. Opportunity attacks. Shoving a creature. Either knock it prone or push it away from you. You're able to make multiple attacks. So then must be make a strength athletics checks versus a dex acrobatics. Strength. Wow, natural fucking 20. Acrobatics. Yeah, Jason is knocked aside.
Does that open an AOO?
Jason is knocked here. He pushes him off and goes here, and that gives an AOO to Tybalt, who is going to attack with his mace. Oh wait, I need to check something first with attacks of opportunity. Opportunity attacks. Reaction to make one provoking it. You don't necessarily get a. Yeah, you don't necessarily get a advantage on that. So, its attack roll is a miss. This guy is now out here for his turn.
Where's out here?
Just outside the door and into this room with the sarcophagi. And then after he goes, it goes to you.
Is he still in my range?
Not really. What do you wish to do? You could easily walk out of the cell and get to him. See, you're just barely in the cell. Like here. You'd easily go out, over, and then here.
This little girl's small, right?
Yeah.
I could pick her up.
If she wasn't manacled to the wall, yes.
I want to leave her.
Well, will I get summoned to give the dogs food or water?
That's probably water, because you already gave them food, and it sounds like the water dish.
It is the water dish. What do you want to do?
This guy looks seriously fucking wounded, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks badly wounded and scared.
And Jason's really stinking close.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk it to the other guy that's down and rummage for keys.
Okay. That's not hard. You can get to him and check him for your turn, okay? And after you go, it goes to Tybalt. Who's going to go right here.
I'm just trying to stay out of the way because there's only one door and like 4 of us and still a woman and a child that are terrified.
Tybalt's going to try to shove him to the ground. And that's a successful shove. So Tybalt takes him to the ground. That's Tybalt. Goes to Chasen. Just going to look over at you, go, you're good?
That hurt, by the way.
I didn't hit you.
No, not you. Looking out the door.
And after Jason, who's just going to hold his action in the response that if the ruffian gets up and gets away at all, firebolt.
Do I get
Keys? I'll let you know on your turn. And then it goes to the enemies. He's going to try to break free. Strength check. Strength check. He does not break free. Yay, +3 modifier to strength score. As well as, I believe, being proficient in athletics. Yes, as well as being proficient in athletics. Your turn. You find a key ring on his belt.
Yoink.
It was underneath his tunic, so you had to move the tunic a bit to be able to find it.
Yoink, go back in, try to haul them out.
Which one? There's only one open cell. So you want to grab the keys and go back down to where the girl is?
Yeah.
Okay, that's your turn. Tybalt. Being on top of this guy, Tybalt's going to take his mace and try to crush his face.
Face.
Advantage for having the high guard.
Brissa.
Successful hit.
Stop licking the floor. What is with you?
9. That drops him. And since he's still on top of him and he stopped moving, wham, 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 wham. Okay, I've crushed his face.
You take a lot of pride in face crushing.
I know they're dead that way. As he stands up, blood and bone and brains dripping off of his mace.
Ew, shake that off.
As he does his last shake, you hear a scratching noise. A stone scratching on stone.
Secret door is opening. Secret door is opening.
And Tybalt's going to start running towards the door. Opens up this door and looks down. Jason is going to just get into the room right here, so he has a vantage point. At which point, it is the sarcophagi. As you hear from Jason, it's not the secret door! It's not the secret door! As he's right in the middle of 3 skeletons moving their sarcophagi to the side and crawling out of their crypt. As you hear from Jason going like, it's not the secret door! It's not the secret door! As he's hollering it loud enough for you to hear all the way over in this other room.
So much for being quiet. When a wizard gets scared, stupid shit happens.
He's still also a young wizard. Only level 3. But I need you to roll initiative between you and the skeletons. What are you doing, dog?
Being a fucking spaz. Come
She's
on!
more than
Seriously?
spaz.
You didn't jump up because there was a string. Come on.
Wow.
See this string? See this string?
Possibly.
It's a tiny piece of raffia, not even twine at best, maybe a foot long. It was on the bed.
And it scared her. And the enemies have a 22 for their initiative. That sucks. And I don't make my arcana. Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck.
Fuck, fuck, fuck. Mother, motherfuck. Mother, motherfuck, fuck. Motherfuck, motherfuck. I wish you knew it. Sorry.
That's okay. You're allowed to be weird and spazzy. But the skeletons go. Their turn is simple. Get out of their crypts for their move action, which puts one of them within range, or two of them within range to attack Chasen.
That's not weird, but do they look hostile?
They're a shambling mound of skeletons with the tattered remains of the tunics and pants that they were buried in, however many years ago, that has not been riddled by moss and decay. Yes, they look hostile, considering each of them is carrying a bladed weapon.
Well, the blade didn't come from this place.
Really? That's what you're concerned with right now? Wow.
What?
Well, the blade didn't come from here. Huh? They each have what looks like a short sword variety with them. So two of them are attacking Chasen, because Chasen's the only one within range to attack.
What do you think?
That looks nice. And skeletons have a plus what to hit? Plus 4 to hit.
Marissa, please stop looking at yourself. It sounds gross.
That's an 18. That'll hit. I will activate Shield. Shield is a first level spell. I'm now gone up to 8 mana used, giving me another 5, giving me an 18. That is now a miss. Yes! And that is not a miss. That is a hit. So I do get hit once. Bullets.
Everybody gets one.
Everybody gets 1, but apparently not me. Yes, only 3 damage! Yes, only 3 damage. Did you heal him after the attack with the, Yarno?
He didn't get hit.
Yeah, he did. He got hit somewheres.
Oh, I didn't heal anybody.
Yep.
Jason down.
Jason drops to 0. Jason hits the ground. After their turn, it goes to Tybalt. Tybalt doesn't have his potion of healing anymore. I'm just going to get rid of that right now. He is going to move here, so that way their focus goes to him, and summon.
He has my quarterstaff still.
Yeah, that's a +1 weapon, but he's not proficient with it.
Quarterstaff isn't +1.
Tybalt's quarterstaff is. Oh yeah, your quarterstaff isn't that, but he's going to summon his greatsword, his pack weapon. Since I don't need a shield, I'm summoning a motherfucking greatsword. Because it does a lot of damage.
I'm so sick of these motherfucking skeletons in my motherfucking cave. What?
You're just weird, that's all. That's all he can do. Your go. Your go. What are you doing?
I have feather bits, and I don't want you to be waking up with feather bits stuck to your ass.
Thank you.
So
What are you doing for your turn?
Putting them in here so you can throw them in the garbage when you get up next, or I get up next. Since it's skeletons.
Yep.
assuming skeletons are bad.
Skeletons are bad.
Where am I?
One second.
These remind me of Clue.
What do you mean remind you of?
You know how in Clue you have the squares you get to move? What the fuck is ZZZ?
Unconscious. He actually stabilized. You guys didn't kill him. The guy that had the keys stabilized. You're down here because you were getting ready to unmanacle the little girl.
Do I realize he is breathing?
You're not there. You heard him scream, "It's not the secret door! It's not the secret!"
No, the unconscious dude. I heard.
He's still breathing. Yeah.
Am I aware of this? Like, can I see it?
Not easily.
Does the little girl have one hand free at this point?
No, nothing, because you only got to her, and then you heard that commotion.
Does she have a way to, if I hand her the keys, unmanacle herself?
No, she wouldn't be able to reach them. So you can either unmanacle her or go and help your friends.
What are you doing?
Making sure I know who's alive and dead. You guys have been pretty good at killing everything you've been coming across.
Yeah, we've been making sure everything is dead.
Well, mainly he has. Tybalt doesn't like leaving anything up to the chance if he doesn't have to. Mazes have flanges for a reason. It's designed to crush your skull. Break your face. What are you doing?
I'm going out.
Okay.
How many skeletons could I hit with a breath weapon without hurting Jason?
Give me the details of your breath weapon.
5 foot.
5 feet wide,
5
right?
foot, yeah.
Well, it's going to take you 20 feet just to get out to here. And then you could hit 2. See? You could go to here, next, just on the other side of Tybalt, and then nail these 2.
I still have keys too. And then that way Tybalt could get the other one.
Yep.
Yeah, breath weapon. Melty bone.
What's the details of the breath weapon? It's a dex save, is it not?
I believe so. Let me find it here. DC is 8 plus con mod plus proficiency.
So your proficiency bonus is 2, right? And your con mod is 3, so 13. And it's a dex save?
It says DC, doesn't say. It just says breath weapon, acid, 5 foot by 30 foot, 2 DC damage, resistance, acid. Doesn't say what. I'm assuming it's dex. You wrote it down.
Yeah. 13, 13. They each take half damage. What's the damage?
2d6.
So roll 2d6 and just tell me what the total damage is. I'll cut half myself.
11.
So they each take 5.
And I have.
After you, Jason, unconscious, alive, enemies. Well, you just breath weaponed, so this skeleton is going to move towards you and attack you. This skeleton is going to move towards Tybalt because they don't care about taking care of downed opponents. It's going to attack Tybalt, and this one is moving.
It's not like they're exactly life preserving.
He's going to move over into the same square as Chasen's, basically standing above him, and he's going to attack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, Tybalt. So you have one attacking you. That's a miss because your armor class is a 16, I believe.
Yes.
And This one is attacking Tybalt. That hits Tybalt. The other one is attacking Tybalt. That'll miss Tybalt, assuming he's still standing. If he's not still standing, his attack is going to you. 1d6 plus 2 damage. Tybalt takes 4. Tybalt goes up to 20 damage sustained. Tybalt's still standing. The other one attacks Tybalt, misses Tybalt, and do I want to cast my last spell?
Who, Tybalt?
Yeah.
He has a weapon. Why would he?
Yeah, it's a great sword. Considering I don't really have much place to actually swing it,
spell thing.
I can easily go down over. Tybalt's just going to move to here, so that way he has a little bit of maneuvering power. He's still within 5 feet of where he was, so he's still within striking distance of this skeleton, so he doesn't classify as the disengage action. And he's going to attack this skeleton. They have a resistance to that. And their armor class is that. Barely hit. 2d6 plus 3 damage. 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. And after Tybalt goes, it goes to you.
There's a fair bit of mana left, but I don't want to waste it.
Not unless you don't have to. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Save your mana if you don't need to use it. You got 2 of them right in front of you. One of them is standing over Chasen. Any idea of what you wish to do?
Grabbing a tree branch from my bag and casting Pummel.
What book is that in?
I already know what it does. 30-foot range, 3d6 bludgeoning damage, dex save, or the speed's reduced to 0.
Okay, so which one are you targeting?
Which ones are most hurt?
You can't tell.
I hate undead for that.
I think everybody hates undead for that. But there's 3 of them. Boom, boom, boom.
The ones within striking distance of me. The other one's on top of Chasen.
Yep.
So, can I cast that move?
Yes?
Alright, I'm going to cast the one above Chasen.
This one? Okay. Dex save, right?
Yes.
DC 13, yes?
Yes.
That's a fail. Roll them up damage.
3d6, right?
Yep.
$15.
1 second. Just remember the number 15, okay?
Okay.
So that does enough damage to completely obliterate them. To literally just a pile of bones.
And go over to Chasen. Grab go bury him out.
You're still not leaving the danger area, so you can do that.
I'm causing myself to be flanked, but I need Chasen.
Having a good berry in Chasen's mouth, which causes him to immediately stabilize and gain 1 hit point. I can bring Jason to the front now since he's conscious. After you go, okay, so it's Jason's turn. On the ground, just going, ugh, ugh.
What's that spell he does that's a cantrip?
Acid Splash, Firebolt.
Firebolt on either side of me. Come on.
Concentration check is made. Firebolt to the one directly next to you.
That's helpful. That's what I thought.
Successful hit. 1d10 damage. Hits it.
He hit
And
that thing.
then stand up for his turn, which takes half of his movement. And then if I try to escape this area, I'm going to actually, I'm just going to stand up. I'm not going to give that skeleton a fucking AOO against me. Hail to the no.
I don't want to hail nose.
And it goes to the enemy's turn. Skeleton that has, well, basically every one of you can get. Who is not getting hit? 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Tybalt is not being attacked. You have a skeleton attacking you.
Question?
Yes.
Am I able to block effectively?
If you take your action to do a dodge, you can, and you actually get a bonus to your defense.
Is there any way I can take the hit instead of Jason?
Not unless you have the fighting styles for it. I.e., 3rd edition, you had to have the feat for it. And the one attacking Jason misses. That's good. But you do get hit for 7 damage.
Oh, Lord.
That's their turn.
I hurt, but I'm good.
Goes to Tybalt's turn. Tybalt's going to take his sword and swing at that skeleton again. Successful hit. 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Drops it. Another skeleton turns to a pile of bones. Your turn. 1 skeleton remaining.
I'm just gonna kill the fucker. What a waste. Six.
6. Drops it. Enough piercing damage to cause it to fall. Another one bites the dust.
Another one bites dust. Do, 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 do.
Jason's immediately moving away from these things. Vicious grabs the potion of healing. Maximum.
How do you guys feel? Do you need it?
They both shake their head. Jason just looks, save it for now.
You left one undecapitated.
Tybalt just looks over at you. Can you actually spare any mana? I could really use some.
Cure, like.
First or
Cure.
second level?
Cure wounds. I don't. Do I have a second level one?
You had the first one. You can increase it to second level if you just pay the second level mana cost. You get an extra D8. Or you get an extra die, whatever the die is. I think it's a D8. So you get an extra D8. It would be 2D8 plus your level.
It says plus mod.
Oh, plus mod? So it would be 2 of them instead of 1.
How badly injured does he look?
Badly. 1 more hit, he will drop again.
Yes!
Take off 3 mana.
15.
15. Good.
Plus 3.
So 15 plus 3?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. It's almost back up to full. Don't forget, take off 3 mana for that.
I know.
Tybalt's going into this area. This guy is stabilized. He's unconscious and such. Takes his mace. He still has the greatsword out.
Jason, eat your berries.
Shank! 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 Takes his eldritch blade that he makes out of pure eldritch magic and just stabs him and shanks him 3 or 4 times.
Take your berries. I'll give you some of mine. The odds of all 3 of us going down at the same time.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Alright. Takes 3. Another ruffian is now dead. You hear from inside the cell the woman going, "Are you here to actually help us?"
Rummaging through the keys, trying to open the cell.
You can open up the mother cell first, or the daughter cell first.
Mother cell.
She's still chained to the wall. Tybalt is stripping off the top tunics of the 2 that are dead, tossing one towards the mother, tossing the one towards the daughter.
Tybalt?
Yeah.
Can you grab one of the berries out of my pocket and give one of yours to him? Since you look pretty spry.
Yeah, I'm good. He'll give another one to one of his 3 to Chasen.
Did he grab one out of my pocket for him?
Yep.
Do I get the manacles undone okay?
Yep. All along here is severely damaged on her wrists and such from fighting against the manacles. She just collapses in your arms and starts weeping. The mother is just struggling to get free. Tybalt grabs the keys and undoes her. She pushes past him, goes to her daughter and grabs her and just starts to hug her and cry.
I take it we're fussing to get hers open now, too.
Yep. Tybalt looks at them. It's going to be a pain in the ass to get them out of here with us. We haven't cleared the rest of the place yet.
No. This is more people that can fight.
You think they're capable of fighting? You see the mother look up. Give me a knife and I'll cut the dicks off them myself. She's ready to fight. He grabs his dagger and gives it to her.
Go ahead.
She takes it.
I am officially out of breath weapon, by the way, Jason.
Good to know. You see her go over to the hefty one, rips his pants down, and castrates him. Goes to the old one and does the same thing.
Why don't you shove it down her throat hole for good measure?
They touched my girl. I don't care if they did it to me, but they did it to her too. And now they're going to have to wander the underworld without a cock for the rest of eternity. Thank you.
Throw in my bag to Tybalt. In there's an extra set of clothes and ration. I know it's a bit big, but clothes.
Takes them out, gives them to her. They get dressed. You guys heading back down towards the big double doors?
Are they following?
Yep. The girl in the back, Jason staying next to her.
Should we go with our charade again?
It'll be a lot harder with having these 2 that they know they're supposed to be captured.
Yeah, but if we just go before them.
Sure.
Let's wrap the rope around myself again, hand in the end.
Checking the door that leads out of this area, the big double doors.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you get into this area, this place has not been used much. There's a thick layer of dust covering all the stones on the floor. Very quiet hallway for the most part. There's a few tapestries still hanging on the walls. And again, more of those fake columns etched into the walls as well. and you can see the remnants of what looks like carvings of angelic creatures along the wall. This is obviously the area that led into the resting place for these people. And Tibble starts to walk forward, grabbing you with him. And you guys start to walk forward a little bit, and your tail gets stepped on.
I have a tail.
I thought they all had tails. No? Tibble's tail gets stepped on. No, Tibble has it wrapped around his waist.
My pant leg or my something?
You get grabbed by Jason. Stop. 4.
Hatch?
I don't know. There's narrow ledges along the sides of it. Some type of a trap.
I have an idea. Jason, why don't you go grab one of the dickless bodies and toss it on the floor?
Good idea. He goes over and drags one of the bodies back. Nice. That looks really nice. Tibble picks the body up, tosses it. When he tosses it, this whole area here collapses in on itself. It's a big 10-foot pit.
Person go down a hole.
But you can short skirt around the edges if you want to balance precariously on like a 1-foot ledge.
Does anybody hear any amount of acrobatics to get over there?
Nope. Here, Tybalt, I do. Tybalt gets over without a problem. Using the ledge. The ledge is for the most part stable and safe. If you're careful, you guys can come across. Jason's going next. Takes the glass staff, holds on to it, passes the other end back to you. Grab it, so that way I have something in case I fall.
You still have my quarterstaff, eh?
Yeah.
Put her over this way so Jason can have one in each hand.
That'll give a +2 bonus. Jason manages to get across without a problem.
I'm looking at the mother.
Her first.
Okay.
The girl looks up.
Okay,
She looks scared as hell. She can barely see through each of her eyes.
Rummage.
She does. Stabilizes her, reduces some of the swelling on her eyes.
Because it seals wounds and stuff.
Using the quarterstaff trick, she barely manages to get across without falling. She has a near miss, but because of the quarterstaffs, she doesn't fall. The mother looks. My turn. She eats it.
I'm looking at Tybalt. I'm out.
Okay. She gets over fine. Tybalt looks over at you. You're up, Kieran.
Glass staff.
Let me just shift into something that can just hop over.
Isn't it still once per day?
Once per long rest.
Yeah. I can only do it once.
Oh. Then don't worry about it. Think you can make it?
If not, then I will shift into something that can jump.
Then it'll be too late.
No, mid-fall.
Assuming the fall doesn't kill you.
It's only 10 feet.
It's more than 10 feet down.
You said about 10 feet.
No, it's a 10-foot pit, as in it's 10 feet wide.
How long is the fall?
Looks to be about 20 feet or so.
Well, I will just. An idea. Hook over the rope.
Hucks over part of his rope.
Tie. You and Jason hold that. I'm heavy.
I got you. He wraps it around his arm, spins himself in a circle 3 times, wraps it around his other arm.
Go across the edge.
dex save.
I'm trying to do this. 20.
You're more than fine. You can get across without a problem. And once you get across on the other side, it leads to a hallway. That eventually leads to a door that you can open. You open up the door. You actually arrive in room number 1, technically.
Oh, by the way, Infernal, to the other two, I'm giving my portion of whatever the hell's in that other chest to them.
Fine with us. You hear from Tybalt. Jason looks. Agreed. They deserve it. Especially since their husband was killed, or her husband was killed.
Father?
Yep. When you open up this area and you walk into it, you see a large stone cistern in the western part of the room, and a double kind of walkway stairwell that leads up, and some barrels and such.
Anybody have any ideas what those are?
Barrels. Let's go check them. There's a door over here that we can see.
Yeah, but I mean, where does it go?
Back where we came from. We'll check it, but let's go check to see what else is around here.
It's back where we came from. We can always come back and get the other stuff. It's empty.
What if we know this place is empty? As you guys can check around, based on, you can make a search check if you have wisdom modifier.
Does I have a wisdom modifier?
Jason spots the secret door at the bottom left-hand corner.
I don't. I see my foot.
Pushes it a little bit. Another one of those stone sliding doors. Leads to where we came from the looks of it.
I found my toes. Seriously, I rolled a 1.
Keep checking a little bit more. And you see, again, Jason in the cistern, that little water pool area.
Mm-hmm.
You see him reach his hand in. Comes out with a pretty big satchel. Opens it up. Pulls out 2 potion vials. Both have writing on a label.
Fire one.
Invisibility. You have healing.
Heal. Well, we have 2 invisibilities. You think of what I'm thinking?
What?
How long are these going to last?
No idea.
We could take these 2 back to the entrance, give them both the invisibility potions, and have them book it.
Once we know what's behind that last door.
Or we could escort.
I'd rather escort them.
Agreed.
Tybalt, go check the last door.
I'll look at the 2. See these vials? See how they... You read Draconic? No. Okay. This one and this one. See how they're both the same?
Yeah.
Both of these say invisibility. If anything happens to us, and you 2 are left up, in his front pocket, he has 2 berries like I gave you. In his front pocket, there's 2 berries like I gave you. In my front pocket, this potion is of healing. Neither of those have one. The other potion of healing, chase him. He has one on his side. Any of us go down, wake one of us up with one of the berries, grab the invisibility potions, go straight to that door, immediate left.
Yes, got it. She grabs the 2 potions, uncorks them for the moment. Tybalt, with his greatsword, goes over to the door, opens it. When he opens the door, inside this room, you see 3 of those red brands that you guys injured. All resting on their beds. This guy's just kind of slouched in the corner.
Are they like asleep?
Barely conscious, resting.
I'm looking over at Jason. I have a vendetta. Can I go?
Tybalt steps to the side.
Pulling out my scimitar. Walk over to one of them on the bed quietly.
Dex check.
Natural 20.
Tybalt goes over as well. He makes a high enough check. He doesn't wake one of them up. And
Good draw. Right to the throat.
well, grab 2d20. You have an advantage. Roll. Tell me if you get a natural 20.
No.
Okay. So take the weapon of your. You get a critical hit for damage because they can't defend themselves.
Yeah,
so grab.
right. Living metal scimitar +1.
So, well, the +1 is a +1 damage on top of your strength modifier.
+1.
But you grab double the damage dice. And Tybalt hits. This is what he gets to roll for damage. Oh, sorry, not that. He gets to roll this. So 7 plus your strength modifier.
Which is 2 +1. So
Plus
3.
1.
10.
10, 15, 16, 17, 18 damage from Tybalt. Now my die back?
I was just keeping in case I need to roll
Yep.
again.
You kill 2 of them outright. Just fucking stone cold dead.
Does the other one wake up with that?
The other one will wake up from his slouched slumber. And now it goes to initiative between you and... He has a 5.
17.
Tybalt has a 6. Go first.
I can easily cross that 5 foot.
You're only right here, so yes. Yeah, let me grab you and...
You want to grab me, baby?
There you go. You're only right here. Tybalt is right here. Jason is right here, just in case.
And the 2 women?
Back here watching.
Sword. Well, saber.
Crossing the 5-foot distance and attacking him before he has a chance to get up.
Mm-hmm.
You have an advantage because he's effectively in a prone position, so roll your d20s. The higher.
I rolled 1 on yours.
That's fine. Doesn't count. D6 plus strength mod plus 1. Don't forget to add an additional 1 to your attack roll. What'd you get? What did you get for your attack roll?
18.
Oh, more than enough.
With the +1.
Roll them up damage. You don't get the double damage.
Is that all things were critical 1?
He's not incapacitated. He's
But
just...
why'd you hand me the dice?
I don't know. You get an additional plus 1.
That one's yours. So 5, 6, 7, 8.
8? Considering how he was already injured, that's enough to drop him to the ground. And as always, Tybalt's going to stab them, all 3 of them, until he knows they're dead.
I realize you only need to stab them like 3 or 4 times. You go overkill.
4 or 5 times. Nothing wrong with that. Until I know for a fact that they're dead.
Why don't you just rip the beating heart from their chest?
It's a lot of work to get into that.
Not really. Lay it at the sides, separate the ribs, grab
You see him
full.
drop his great sword as it vanishes in a fume of eldritch magic. Alright, I think that's everything. This area doesn't have any doors that we can find. And congratulations. You have cleared it. So, are you going to go back and collect out all of your treasure hoards that you found and then take off with them?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll give you what you find here in a few minutes, because I know you found everything when you checked the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going into here, and you're taking the same trail through the crevice out through the trap door.
Mm-hmm.
All right. When you leave, you can easily get them back from the forest into the town, at which point
Tybalt's the least injured.
who was it that died? Can't remember their last name.
Wait, I think I might have it written. Thel. His name was Thel, a carver. Threw a fit. They beat him to death. Took his wife and daughter. His name was Thel, Thell.
As you guys are heading back, you don't get too far before some of the townspeople come out. Specifically, when you're crossing over here and you get past a farmstead,
Mm-hmm.
one of the people in that farm will be noticing you guys crossing it. You see what looks like a halfling that was tending and tilling to the farm, spots you, runs over to the stonework fence. You hear in a very happy-ish halfling tone, "Everything okay? Oh my god, you need help." She starts to run towards, she just drops her hoe and just starts running towards you guys. "You found them. Oh my god, you actually found them." She starts to help the little girl and usher them towards her house. I'm Kaline. I'm Kaline. Into my house, into my house. The back door's open.
I'm looking down at the little girl. She good?
She's hurt.
No. I'm asking the little girl if she trusts the halfling.
She shakes her head, yes. "Into my house. I'll get you guys bandaged up." As she walks past, you see her look over. "Her, in the house. Cheese, eggs, bread, and tea. Get." You see him run into the house. It's a halfling's house, so everything is shortened. You're going to have to crouch if you want to get in. As she's ushering you guys into her house very quickly. She quickly sits you down in one of the few human-sized chairs she has.
I stand up and let the woman sit.
She does. "What happened? I thought they were long gone. The bandits took them."
What bandits?
"Are they all gone?"
Well,
You hear from the boy as he's getting some tea made and some cheese already cut. "You got rid of them all?"
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Plus their leader. Plus 3 bugbears and a goblin. Plus 3 skeletons. Plus the 4 we already killed back at the hotel.
"Thank you. You have any idea how good of a job that is? This town's going to be so much better with them gone." He comes out with some bread and cheese. "Eat, eat, 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 eat." As he puts down bread and cheese, the little girl just hauls off into it and starts gorging herself.
Easy. Easy. Eat
The
slow.
mother's telling her
Make
the
yourself
same
sick.
thing. "Slow down, slow down." She starts picking at some of the cheese and bread for herself.
Counterintuitive, but get as much water into you as possible. Then have 1 slice of bread, 1 slice of cheese. Okay?
Yeah.
You need to get your liquid into you before you need the food.
You see the mother look. "Can we talk while they eat?" She takes you into the kitchen, sits down. "Would you like me to make you some eggs while we talk?" "No? I'll just make you a couple." You see her go over and puts on some eggs.
You mean the halfling mother or the other
The
one?
halfling mother. "So, what happened? I know I've seen you guys around town, but I didn't know you came here to help rid this town of its problems."
Originally we didn't.
Tybalt just sits down. "Originally, we just came to get money."
Yeah. We got hired to watch the caravan.
She puts down some milk in front of each of you guys. It's goat's milk, but it's good. Tybalt grabs it. Jason's just going through the book that he snagged, some of the books that he snagged. Now I'm going to give you your treasure hoard. Okay? You ready to make some notes? Because it hasn't been divvied up to which characters get what. You said you're going back through and grabbing what you could.
What the hell's this? 1 second, I have random text.
What do you have?
I see Great Worm Brown Dragon, Monster of Legend, Scion of War.
Hmm.
When the fuck did that happen? Acid immunity,
I don't know.
air elemental.
No idea.
Fuck.
So
I
you
wonder
already
whose
got
notes
the
that's from.
2 potions of invisibility that you know of, and a potion of healing which has already been written down. So you don't need to worry about that. Let's see here. 16 silver, 7 gold.
Is that including the chest?
This is going to be one at a time. We're going to have to tally it up when we're done. 12 silver, 5 gold.
12. 5. Okay.
15 electrum.
What?
Electrum is an old 2nd edition coinage. It's instead of 10, 10, 10, it's 5. So 5 electrum make a gold.
We just said it was 5 silver. I don't like that.
Why?
I know 10, 10, 10. I can do the math for that.
Electrum was around in 2nd edition D&D, which is why I like it, because I got pissed when they took it out for 3rd edition.
It bugs me.
Why?
Because it's not even.
Why?
How many of those?
15, which is equivalent to 5 gold. Or, sorry, 3 gold, I should say. 2 garnets. And then in brackets, each of those garnets is worth 10
10.
gold. The next thing on the list is something that you guys would not pilfer, I imagine.
What?
On each of those skeletons was a very expensive signet ring.
They tried to attack us.
Animated corpses don't control their actions.
Did we put the bodies back in?
You didn't say you did.
Then we took the rings.
3 platinum signets, each worth 50 gold.
So don't get me wrong. I will go through and find the people next in the lineage that owns these. I won't sell them for how much they're worth. But I'm not leaving them on skeleton remains that have been horribly decimated. You know what I mean?
I do. Here's the first treasure hoard you found, that chest, remember?
Mm-hmm.
The
So
chest,
we have a chest.
yep. And inside this chest is 160 silver, 120 gold, 5 malachites, each worth 15 gold.
Does it actually say malachite?
Yep.
So before me, you would have had no idea, let alone what that was, but how to pronounce it.
Yep.
What would you have called it? Malachite?
Malachite.
Kite.
Yep.
And
And
there were 50? 20? 25.
15 each. And there's 5 of them. 2 potions are within that chest of an unnamed and unmarked origin.
Okay.
And a scroll.
Scroll case.
No, not a case. A loose scroll.
You said there was a scroll case.
That's in a different one. That's somewhere else. This also has a silver scabbard sword that has the talon, hand, pommel, and such.
Mm-hmm.
So just put a silver talon sword.
Oh, that was Black Raven.
Blackhawk.
Sorry.
Aldith. His name was Aldith, Aldith. Tresendor. Sorry, Tresendar. Tresendar.
That'd be Thessendar.
No th, tr.
Oh, then my R looks like an H.
Tresendar. Aldith Tresendar, otherwise known as Blackhawk.
Joe!
This sword belonged to him. put in bracket +1.
Underneath that, I'm putting glass staff.
Remember you found the pouch that had the 33 silver from
We
all the
already
bugbears?
divvied that up 11 each.
And you found melted coins from the room you guys melted.
Yeah, but it still could be used. But wait.
It's basically a mishmash of silver and gold ingot that has been melted together.
Yeah, but that's easy to separate in a forge.
In a forge, yes, so you can mark it down, but you're not going to get proper value for it. But you would be able to get some value for it because of the silver and gold that's within it.
How much does it weigh, roughly?
1, 2, 3, about 3 pounds.
I'm assuming 2 of silver, 1 of gold.
Yep. Let's go to she lost 4 spells. Some put in a couple armloads of books.
Okay.
From the library that he had. And this is where you had the scroll case with 2 scrolls in it, and then the glass staff that you found.
So I'm just writing scroll case and 3 scrolls, question mark.
And then another 180 silver,
180.
130 gold,
Mm-hmm.
and a pearl worth 100 gold.
Okay.
And that's the hoard.
180, 160, 12, 16, 8, 1, 7, 17, 378
378 what?
silver. So that'd be 37 gold.
No, you haven't transferred it into gold yet. You just have the silver.
No, I'm just doing math.
378, yeah, it'd be 37.
So 53 is 111.
But you haven't actually converted it into gold coins yet, so you still have 370 loose pieces of silver.
No, just 1 second. Do math. 45 left over. 45. I'm just trying to figure out what it would be if we divided it up amongst us 3. And the leftovers we gave to them. And then I gave part of my portion to them. You know what I mean? Because what the hell are they going to do with 250 gold? You know what I mean?
I do.
Sorry, 262. $75 is 150 plus 75 is what?
What?
What's 175 times 3? 225, right?
Yep.
Alright, so that leaves 75 gold for each of us. And 111 silver for each of us. You're writing this down?
No, because you haven't. Are you just going to take the loose coin? So.
Well, we're going to go back to the town. But for right now, we have loose coin.
Alright, and how much is it?
We each get 75 gold.
75 gold. 1 second. 75, 105, 108. Okay.
We each get 111 silver.
111?
Yeah. And then I am personally handing the leftovers and some of my own of 65 gold and 56 silver to the mother.
So how much are you giving her?
65 gold and 56 silver, including part of my own share. That's including part of my own share. It's up to the other two if they want to give her some, but I've given her.
Tybalt will give her 20.
I gave her 25 gold.
Yeah, he's going to give her 28, so he is left with an even 80 gold. Jason just looks like, I want to give her some, but I also need a lot of money for being a wizard.
Looks at him, an infernal. Give her 5 and I'll pay you back.
An infernal. It costs a lot of money to be a wizard.
I know, but
Specialty
I know you
inks
also,
and everything else.
I know you don't want to look stingy, so give her whatever you want and I'll give you it.
I'm just going to give her 10. Okay. He gives her 10. You taking 10 off for yourself to give him to replay him?
Yeah, but I'll do it when we get back to the inn.
I.e., copying a spell, every spell is 10 gold. Because of specialty inks. Book says 50 gold per spell. Which means you never want to be a wizard because you're going to spend more gold than you'll ever make on spells. Which means you'll actually have more spells by playing a sorcerer than you would by being a wizard because you'll never get enough fucking money to get your spells as a wizard. Stupid!
Does that include cantrips?
Stupid! No, because cantrips are just automatic.
So you're literally never supposed to use spells until you get enough money to pay for them.
Yeah. Whereas a sorcerer doesn't have to pay for it. Which means if you're struggling for money or you spend your money on other things, you don't get spells. So I just make it 10 gold of specialty inks. That's it.
I'm looking at them. There's 5 of these malachite. There's 5 of us.
Yeah, so we just split it. Each of us gets 1.
And the mother 2. Effectively for her daughter, right?
The halfling looks at you. So, what happened? As she puts down some eggs in front of all of you.
Handing her a garnet.
She'll take it.
Her kid, her husband, the other guy that was with her.
Her daughter. She takes it.
That's the mother, the halfling.
Oh, the halfling? It's her son.
Yeah, so the halfling and her
He
son
takes
get a
it.
garnet.
Why are we getting gifts? Thank you, but it's not my birthday.
You're taking us in and feeding us.
Ah. Is it your birthday?
No, why?
Usually you give gifts on your birthday.
You get gifts on your birthday.
No, you give gifts on your birthday.
It's supposed to be a halfling thing I don't understand.
You give gifts on your birthday. Why doesn't any other race do that? The mother looks down at him. Big folk are weird.
We get gifts on our birthday. Other people give them to us. And then when it's their birthday, we give it to them.
But you get more if you give people gifts on your birthday because it's always somebody's birthday.
That does make sense.
And then you give gifts that you think that would benefit them if you were given a gift by somebody else. Regifting is allowed and perfectly acceptable.
Druids always kind of do that. Big
folk are weird. You hear from the kid. As he takes a bite of a biscuit. So how long are you staying in town for now that you've dispatched the red brands? You hear from Tybalt. You haven't dispatched all of them. As he looks over at your character.
Most of them. The majority. There's an estimated 30, and we've taken down, say, 20.
Yeah, but with last act on they'll disperse. I'm thinking the spider. That's the problem. Black spider. We need to find him and stop him, and we still need to find Cragmaw Castle. Oh, I can help you with that. You hear from the halfling.
But I say you guys wouldn't happen to know where that is.
No, but I know someone who would.
Who? Is it a wizard?
No.
Okay, good.
The druid of the area.
What?
The druid that lives around here.
What druid?
Rydolf? His name is Rydolf.
Are you positive he's a druid and not just somebody who looks like a druid, like say a ranger?
No, he's a druid. He shifts into animals and everything.
Okay. I'm looking around, and this place isn't prospering very much, is it?
And no more or less than anything else.
My druid's getting a little fumy.
Considering a second level spell allows him to...
They can see the little things that come out the back, the ears, the scales raise up.
Problem from Tybalt?
It costs one spell of second level magic to have an entire fucking field produce 33% more than it naturally does.
You see the mother's jaw goes,
And this place doesn't have it.
I feed him in the winter.
You don't need to. Every morning he can feed himself with a good berry that doesn't even cost the same amount. And the good berries magically appear.
I feed him every winter.
He doesn't need it. If he's an actual druid that is not segregated from his god.
I see him change into animals all the time.
That could be a shapeshifter to some degree.
I've seen him cast cure spells on people when they get injured. I've seen him, what else have I seen him do? Judge the weather. He always knows when a storm's coming.
That could just be knowledge and sense.
He makes a stick out of nothing, like a quarterstaffy stick, like a club. Shillelagh's the spell.
Rangers can do most of that, except for the animal shifting.
Well, all I can tell you is he says he's a druid. His name is Rydolf, and I help him out every winter. He knows the area really well. He's always out wandering around and going to different locations. If anyone knows where this castle is, it's him. I know where he is, though. He went up north. He said he'd be gone for a couple of weeks because he went up north.
Why?
There's a set of ruins he found over by the woods, north of here.
Oh, yeah, Thundertree ruins.
Yeah, he's going to investigate those.
He got himself hurt. Those things aren't always the safest. Especially with the bans around recently.
I haven't seen him for about a week, but he said he was going up there to investigate those ruins. If you're looking for him, you'll find him at those ruins, or at least on his way back.
Searching my memory, I basically have to be doing an untrained history check. Was there any druid from my grove that was exiled?
Make a intelligence check.
Since it's a check and I have yes written near it.
No, that's not for saving throws.
I wasn't sure.
Yep, no, it's fun to ask.
20.
Yep. You know who he is. He was an old druid, never really practiced. He's in his mid-40s, still nothing more than second grade magic at the most.
But he still should be able to do this, and he's basically freeloading.
He's basically just freeloading. He's not following the doctrines. He's not welcome in woods. Neverwinter Woods, he's not welcome in there. You see Chasen just kind of sits up straight.
I know him.
Rydolf, I know him.
I know him.
So do I.
not welcome in our
He
grove.
was kicked out of wizarding school.
He was a wizard?
Never amounted to anything.
That explains a lot of it. Yeah, he was a druid in our grove.
Apparently, from what I know, he failed being a wizard.
He failed being a druid. He has the same level of magic that I do, but he'd rather freeload off other people.
He wanted to be a house wizard, but didn't have the mind for politics. He wanted a cushy life of cushions and meat and warmth.
He's banned from our woods. If he goes in, the animals warn us.
I know him because he's not allowed in our school.
Mind you, we probably know him under a different name.
I know him as Rydolph. Young guy, 20s?
40s.
By now he'd be in his 40s. He was in school whenever I was still in my father's nut. But I was told if we ever spot him, never let him into school. Freeload for warmth and food under the guise of researching spells.
Yeah, same with us. He'd freeload for warmth and food under the guise of practicing our doctrines. Mind you, he graduated with the same levels that I did, and he's as strong as I am now. He just never fucking did anything with it.
What are the odds he knows where the Cragmaw Castle is?
Considering all he did was absorb knowledge and never offer anything.
And for 20 years he's been hovering around between Neverwinter and Phandelver.
Druids tend to do a lot of adventuring.
Mountains.
We do go out. We do meander. I have gone to some of the mountains before. I have a small cave up there that I.
So there's a chance he actually does know where these are. Do you know where the Thundertree or where the Thundertree ruins are?
Other side of the river next to my grove. 3 days.
Do you have any mana left?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, why?
Heal us up tonight. We take off first light.
Okay.
Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Did I help? You hear from the halfling?
Very much so.
Is there anything else I can do? I mean, you got rid of the red brands. Or struck them a big enough of a blow where they're going to leave. You got rid of their leader, you said. Jason grabs the glass staff. Yeah. We got rid of their leader. I've been holding on to this long enough. It's magic.
It is?
It is. I don't know what it does yet, but I need to attune to it.
Scimitar. See if it has roughly the same kind of attunement.
I wouldn't be able to tell unless I attuned myself to this. And this is yours. I won't do that. I've been holding on to it long enough. I can feel there is magic energy pulsating in here, but I have no idea what it is. Nor do I have the spell detect magic or identify yet. I haven't had a chance to go find spells. I've been stuck running around these goddamn fields. Tonight when we get back to the inn, first thing I'm doing is attuning to this. I need at least an hour.
Gotcha.
Heal us up tonight. We'll leave at first light. Are you guys looking for more work while you're here? You hear from the mother,
Why?
the halfling mother.
Because of the orcs?
Yeah, the orcs.
They're tethered into this. And before I'm leaving here, I'm looking at Jason. I have to do something for these fields.
There's also stuff. There's stuff all over the place that needs help with. I know. There's a priestess over at the shrine. She sometimes looks for people to give her a hand with things. I know that the Townmaster Hall is offering people to help them take care of those orcs.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that mayor. That mayor's a douche. He should be freaking overrun by you people. He let the red brands live under his manor.
Something I can say here nor there of that, but I know there's work to be done everywhere.
We'll tidy up loose ends whenever we get around to it. As of right now, we need to get the jump on it. It's not like we're not going to be back here.
What are you trying to get the jump on?
The orcs, effectively. The orcs boss.
Would that be the orc trouble that's down in Wyvern
I don't know. We have to find this castle first.
Oh, well, like I said, Rydolph, go to the Thunder Tree Ruins. He'll be able to point you in the right direction for that. Jason downs the last glass of milk. Thank you for the food. As he takes a bite of the egg, the last little bite of his egg. Can I take a biscuit to go? Oh, God, yes, of course, yes. She goes over, grabs a little bit of a cloth, throws some biscuits in there. She throws another little bit of cheese in there, throws some bread in there, throws a little bit of fruit in there, wraps it all up. Here, take this.
You guys have fields?
I have a field up back. I'm one of the main farms here.
I'm looking over at Jason. Before we leave, remind me, I'm setting our field up for a good grow for a year.
Yeah.
If I get it now, before fall hits, it'll give her 2 good harvests.
Jason looks over at the woman, Colleen. Can you watch these two? Keep them here until they're healed before they go home. Of course, they can stay here as long as they want. I'll get them all healed up, all nice and fresh. The mother looks over. Thank you so much for saving us. She gives you a hug. Just starts to break down.
I'm sorry about your husband.
I just wish he would have been able to do more, but he's not a warrior like you guys. I'm very proud of what he did. He did what a lot of the people in this town wouldn't do. He stood up.
How much money do you need for a proper burial and funeral for him?
You've already given me 10 times what I need for that.
Are you sure you don't need more?
I'm perfectly sure. You've done more than your fair share. And Jason's going to look at you. We still have things to do tonight. We still need to go update Sildar.
You mean talk to the innkeeper?
Yeah. I need to attune to this.
By the way, I want a different room than what we've been staying in.
Agreed.
I have bad memories with those rooms.
I agree.
Although, what do you guys say we stop into the stone giant on the way back and let them see that glass staff? And let them know to fucking scatter.
Agree. I still have mana left.
Ditto.
Yeah, but I want you keeping yours to heal us.
I can still cast quills.
Sounds good. You guys heading back?
Yep. I'm opening the door to the stone giant rather gregariously. Just woof! I'll look around see if there's any red brands.
Inside the stone giant, there are. There's 4 of them just sitting in there drinking, and they all look back at you guys.
Quills.
Burning hands!
Jason?
Yep. He's not pleased with any of them. And Eldritch Blast.
7. So 2 of them, 1 gets 4, 1 gets 3.
Burning Hands hits for 2 of them. Burning Hands does 4d6 damage. And 17 damage. He ignites. There's only 1 left standing.
Show him the staff. Tell him to gather his friends and run.
Jason takes up the staff. Your boss is dead. I hold his staff. Go get whatever ones we have not slaughtered. And leave this town.
The manor's empty, by the way. Including your bugbears.
He runs. He actually jumps out of a window to get away.
going over and picking up the bodies. Putting out whatever fire there is on the wood. Hand them back to Tybalt. Am I tossing those outside into the gutter where they belong?
He does.
Walking over to the innkeeper. Apologies.
You go over to the Red Brands. Stay here for the night, on the house.
We already have a room.
Oh.
Sorry. Pre-booked. How about this, though? You see another one of those fuckers come around?
Let you know?
You send somebody down to where we are. It's not hard to miss a tiefling and a dragon. And do me a favor. If that mayor comes in, give him a hard fucking time.
Why?
He let them live under his manor. Free reign. And they disturbed 3 graves. To the point that they reanimated and attacked us.
Will do. If you're cleaning up this town, I'll gladly help you however I can.
The little girl and mother that was taken is back as well.
You even got them back? Who are you guys?
Right place, right time.
Tybalt drops his mask. He goes, Jesus fucking demon!
I warned you, tiefling.
We are an unlikely bunch of heroes that's normally spat upon by people like you. Not all tieflings are bad. Not all dragonborns are bad. Remember that.
I still can't believe that guy actually told me I was going to eat the little girl. I have hides all over me and sticks and twigs and leathers. Do I look like anything other than a druid?
And heading back to the inn you guys have normally been holding up in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I want to stop it for the night. I'm going to, because the next step is a little bit more role playing and then off to Thundertree. Hopefully you
Can
can
we at
find...
least show Sildar that we have the glass thing so I can get that off my head?
Sure.
Thank you.
When you get back there, are you going in?
Yep. Walking into the innkeeper. Do you mind if we go back?
Oh, you're more than welcome to it. Now that you're back, would you like some lunch?
In a little bit. We actually got fed by a halfling.
Kaline?
Yes.
She's nice. She's very nice. Good cook, too.
Oh, and that, druid that you guys have been seeing around?
I don't know his name.
God.
I don't know his name, but yeah, there's
Look back at Chasen. You know what I'm talking about. What is it,
Rydolf.
Rydolf? I keep wanting to say Rudolph. Rydolf. You see him?
Yeah, tell him you're looking for him?
Tell him the Grove has another problem with him.
The Grove has another problem. Will he understand it?
He'll know to run.
Alright, I will pass on the message. You can go back, though.
Go it back. Sildar?
He wakes up from his sleep. Oh, I'm glad to see you guys back, and mostly in one piece. You must not have had too much of a problem. Tybalt's all cut to shit.
You always get the worst cuts, man.
I swear to God, I'm like a fucking punching bag.
Sildar?
Yeah?
Why did you trust that wizard?
You don't know?
Yeah.
He's part of the same group as I am. We work for the same lords. Why?
Well,
did you find him?
Kind of.
Is he alive?
Not anymore.
What?
Looking back at Chasen.
Holds up the staff. That's his staff.
He was the Red Brand's leader.
Really? No. Anyone have any level of honor left anymore?
Looking back at Jason.
We both work for the Lord. Well, I work for the Lord's Alliance.
Yeah, and they say that they have scouts that keep telling him information via his own journal. Which means your lords are probably corrupt.
You hear from Jason. Most politicians are corrupt.
I mean, worse than we already expected.
If they are, I won't be able to trust them. Which means when I get back to Neverwinter, I'm going to have to start investigating quietly. Damn it! As he punches the wall. This was just supposed to be an easy escort mission. What the hell did Gundren get himself into?
No idea, but I don't trust the dwarf.
Considering what's been going on, I don't trust him. You hear from Sildar. Everyone I thought I could trust has turned south. People I don't know, no offense. People I don't know are proving to be trustworthy. I don't know you. I don't know you, and I don't know you. You three seem to be trustworthy. I knew Bazant, and he's betrayed me. I knew Iarno, and he's betrayed the Lord's Alliance.
He's been brewing potions for the Red Brands. The reason why they seem to be able to appear to nowhere and do destruction? Invisibility potions.
Well, what can I do?
Keep healing.
That's all I can do at the moment.
But Yarno's gone.
That I thank you for. If he was corrupt, it's better to have him gone than doing more damage than he's already done.
And we've killed like 25 Red Brands.
You guys do impressive work. How did you manage to take out their whole base? You must have found a whole grouping of them to go from, what, 4 to 20?
There was 4 here. 4 ran. Out of those 4, only 3 apparently made it back to the base because only 3 were there. So one of them probably died on the way. Because otherwise he would have been recouping with his friends.
Did you find where they were all holding up?
There was another 4 that were drunk. There was another 2 that were raping the women. And another 4 if you consider they work with bugbears, which is entirely possible. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for their boss. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then as they most likely have goblins and stuff, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 from the ones that we killed in the stone giant on the way here.
Guys that are a lot more dangerous than I gave you credit for.
Am I forgetting anybody?
Not that I can think of.
It was the fat one and the young one that were raping the women. the 4 drunkards, the other 4 that barged in on us, the 3 from before plus 1, because he's MIA and we didn't see anybody with a wound, and you have to admit they left pretty near dead.
Yeah, they weren't
So-
far from it.
Chances are he probably died along the way. And their leader, and the 3 on the way here, with the 4th one being pretty near dead, bleeding out, and running to tell anybody that's left to fucking book it.
So now we have to head up to Thundertree. You hear from Jason?
Oh, and we have to go make sure what's his face's son stays at the gang. Actually, looking at Jason in Infernal. You talk to Sildar while we're not here. We'll be right back. 5 minutes. We're gonna go make sure his son's branded.
Now that you know what you're looking for, sounds good.
Look, come on.
He walks with you.
I'll get Barthen's quickly. Walk in. Opening a couple shutters.
Well, it's afternoon, so you can easily get in. Shutters are already open. You can see the kids moving around. You can see Barthen standing behind there. I'm glad to see you guys made it back all right. Everything's good. Potions have helped you out, I hope. I don't have any new ones, so I can't get you any more.
Where's your son?
He's out back.
Am I allowed?
He nods.
Tybalt?
Tybalt walks.
Do I find the son?
He's out back sorting.
Does he have his back to me?
Yep.
Fuck. Up against a wall.
Strength check.
I'm not attempting to do damage. I just want him still.
Still need to make a strength check, though.
15.
Yeah, you can easily push him up against the wall.
Tybalt, lift his sleeve. Or tear it open, one of the two.
Tybalt just grabs his knife and cuts it open. What the hell are you doing? What's going on? I've done nothing wrong. No, Brand. The hell? He rips his arm free.
You
What?
are lucky.
What am I lucky for?
Grab him by the ear, twist,
Ah, what the hell?
dragging him out to his father.
What did he do now? You hear from the father.
Drops him.
I did nothing, Dad. These guys just want to cause trouble as he stands up. Tybalt's like, cause trouble? I want to fucking... His tail starts whipping around.
Easy.
I'm fine.
Really. You look like a pissed off cat.
Tail slowly starts to calm down.
Looking at the sun, looking for any eye twitches.
I've done nothing wrong. What the hell is your guys' problem?
Well, we know that you tried to get yourself into the gang.
That didn't work out.
You killed 22 of them.
Why? And the father looks, what do you mean, why? Backhands his own son? You know what they've been doing in this town. You remember what they did to that poor man in the middle of the damn street?
We found his wife and his daughter. His daughter's been defiled, but she's alive.
Will she live?
Yeah. Looking down at the kid, I'm seeing if there's any cues that he might have helped.
What kind of cues are you looking for?
Facial twitches, refusing to look at me, eye twitches.
You can make
Hard
a
gulps.
perception check.
How do I do that?
It's a d20 plus perception. If you don't have perception, wisdom modifier.
21.
He doesn't seem to have any tells that he was part of it.
Did you touch her?
No, I didn't get anywhere near the gang. Done nothing wrong. Sybil just looks.
You tried to get into the gang.
That's enough.
Why did you want in? Did you meet Glassstaff?
No, I heard his name a few times. Never saw him.
Why did you try to get in?
Security, safety.
Bring your father's business down?
No, keep his business safe. If I was in, they'd leave it alone, they said.
And you believe a bunch of idiots that are in a gang?
Yeah, they said if I joined, they'd leave his shop. They wouldn't bother him.
When were they gonna brand you?
They weren't even considering me yet. I hadn't proven myself, as they put it.
What were you supposed to do?
I don't know. That's the problem. They didn't tell me what I had to do.
You realize 8 of them came in and almost killed all of us.
I didn't do anything.
In the middle of the fucking night.
I
No,
had nothing
if
to
you
do with
hadn't done anything, you'd be scorched head to toe. We set them on fire.
Okay.
I'm telling you, because if you ever touch a woman like that, or get into a gang, so help me God, I will not make you your own father's problem.
He just exhales deeply.
Being a man is not being in a fucking gang with a bunch of dick pussies.
I've done nothing wrong. I didn't do anything.
You tried.
Yeah, and nothing came of it.
You owe the city something for what you attempted to do.
I owe the city nothing. I didn't do anything.
I say you go help the priestess up there that wants a hand for free. And then come home and work for your father. Earn your damn living.
I do you? Father grabs the kid and pushes him up against the wall. You're gonna watch your tongue. Slap! You fucking hear me? These people have done more for this town than has been done in a long time thanks to that pussy of a mayor we have. You're gonna hold it. You're gonna apologize right now. Slaps him across the face. You hear me? You hear me, boy? My nut brought you into this world, and my hand can take you out of it. Pushes him over. Sorry.
I apologize for ruining the clothes you put on his back. Simple whip stitch should fix it.
My wife can do that, I think.
I do think some charity work would be the best line for your son. Teach him some morals.
I agree. Go down to the shrine. Help her out. You said she needs help with something?
Yeah, I heard she needs a hand.
Go help her out. Now! Or I whoop your ass. And when you come home, bring your own switch! Kid runs out. Can't believe my own boy would try to join them.
Protect you or not, it's not a good plan.
He should know better. He's seen what they did.
What bothers me is he didn't tell you. A child doesn't tell their own father a way that they're going to fix things. Figured I'd let you know.
And I appreciate it.
Looking around at the other kids, I'm assuming that are wide-eyed and...
Wide-eyed, like, we're good. You've done nothing. If you need simple provisions like rations, let me know. I can get them to you. It's free of charge. Enough to get you back to Neverwinter.
Do you guys have any use for pearls?
I'm a provision shop. I always have use for stuff like pearls. What do you have?
Rummage, rummage, rummage. We have a bunch of potions. We have no fucking idea what they are.
I can't help you with that, but I'll take them off your hands.
We have a pearl.
Can I see it? Takes out a one-eyed magnifying glass.
And you loop.
Yep. This is pretty good. Considering what you're doing for this town, I'll give you 30 gold for it. I want to resell it for 40.
Let me talk to Jason and make sure he doesn't need it. But I'll let him know what stands. I never know what a wizard needs.
Only the gods know what a wizard needs. Or other wizards. You hear from Tybalt?
Do you mind exchanging some money for us?
Sure.
I don't know about you, but I'm sick of carrying around this much fucking silver.
Do you exchange the silver into gold?
Yep.
He will do it because he'd rather have silver because most people pay in gold. He'll
Oh,
happily
we
do
gave
it.
the woman 15, whatever the fuck those things are.
Electrum.
Yeah. So we don't have to deal with them. Just mystically went to the other woman.
So, he exchanged all the silver for you, and then you're heading back to the inn?
Yep.
File. Save. When you get back to the other inn, all Chasen is doing is taking the scrolls. He's copying the spells, 2 of the spells that he found in the scrolls into a spell book, which takes him 2, 4, 6. That takes him 6 hours. Takes him till just after supper. He's attuning to the staff to figure out what the fuck it is. That takes him till 7 o'clock at night. And that's all he's doing until early evening. He's just sitting there copying spells from the scroll into his book. Once he's done with that, he'll go through the books that he's found. What's your character doing until the evening?
How much does everybody need to be healed?
Hear from Tybalt. Barely any.
You think you can manage it overnight?
Oh yeah. A good sleep will do wonders for me.
Jason, you?
Do you have the mana?
Yeah.
Looks up from transcribing a spell. Then yeah, if you have the mana, I'd like to take one.
It's...
Puts the ink pen back into the vial. I feel better. I'm good. I don't need anything else.
Is he completely healed?
Yep.
And the last one on myself. Damn. 16, 17, 19, 20. Fuck.
Maximum?
Yeah.
Got a couple of decent spells, but it's taking all my money to transcribe them. They're from scrolls. I can't use the shortcut. If they were in scrolls and they're his actual spell book, I could learn his individual notations and shortcuts. See all my stuff here?
Yeah.
These are my individual shortcuts and notations, and how spells work. If I can decipher his cipher, his notation patterns, I can scribe his spells in my book for a fraction of the cost. But these, as he holds up the scroll, these are just flat up scrolls. Can't do that. They're each different. I can cast a spell from this. This is a charm person spell.
Handing him the pearl. We got bars.
This is yours. Passes you a scroll.
What's this for?
Augury. I can't use the damn thing.
Hercules just tells me what to do.
Yeah, and it's divine magic.
Stick it in my scroll case. Give it to Barthen. He said it's worth about 40, but he gives us 30 for it.
Sell it.
I just don't know if it's actually worth that much.
I
Or if
can't
it's
tell.
worth more or less.
I can't tell.
Sell it?
Sell it. I got a scroll here. This is Charm Person. This one over here is Death Recall.
That works on undead, right?
On a dead body, I can relive the last few minutes of their life. Find out who killed them, or what killed them.
Or how they died.
It's going to take all my money to describe these.
Oh, we got our silver changed. We were at Barthen's.
Good. I'm just going to go there and buy some ink.
What kind of ink do you need?
Gives you a very specific ink. Gives you all his money. That's enough to do 2 spells. It's going to cost that much money. It's 100 gold.
Jesus. Yeah, how is this ink made? Why don't you learn to make the ink?
Because the ink holds some of the magical essence and energy of it. And it's not just the ink. It's also components and stuff that I need. Here's a list. Passes you a list.
Would this fix it? I stole a component pouch off the dude.
No, any specialized components for testing spells, not for casting spells. They're different.
Robert Drummond takes out what he needs to refill his pouch. Take the rest.
Thanks.
You need components more than I do.
Well, I'd like to have these 2 spells in my list, so I need these spells. And then I'm going to attune to this staff. And then I'm done for the night.
Oh, what do you want to do with the signet rings? I know I want to get at least one back to the person.
Oh, is there a Tresson door?
I don't know. I'll ask Barthen when we go back. Come on, Dibble, let's go, quickly.
And that's where I want to stop, because that's going to lead into more role-playing. So, go onto your character sheet and add an additional 941 experience.
Was that divided by 3? Because last time you forgot.
This time it is. I already divided it by 3, so 941 gets added to your character sheet. And that is it for the next part of the Lost Mines of Phandelver.
9.
Stay tuned for the next time when we do Thunder Tree, apparently. Cheers.